Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also The Brink, and today I want to talk about just something that's kind of interesting that I came by on Reddit. I want to go over Neuromancer underscore EXE's essentially his post about how his 10-day journey with the Steam Deck is going so far. The reason I want to do this, and I don't know if I'll do this a lot in the future, but this it looks like a very good piece on just what to expect on, if you don't have your Steam Deck yet. Even if you have your Steam Deck, maybe you'll learn something from this. But I just we're gonna do this journey together, and so let's get into it. But before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar, and now we can depart on our journey. So, it's impressions and games tested after the first 10 days of Steam Deck usage. It is amazing. He's loving it. Now let's go into what I really wanted to come here for, and that was for the games. He does a pretty good job, actually. Like I'm pretty sure like some of the essentials are kind of left out of this in some ways, like the mins and the maxes, but he's going, I'm sure they're going off of, I believe, just what they were looking at when they were playing. They'd pull it up or they had it up in the top left corner of the device, just checking on it every once in a while. So with Dead Cell, it looks like it runs at 60 frames per second, 5 to 6 hours, easy. That is cool to hear. Now that is a 2D platformer, I believe, and so that's not going to be like very intensive, but still 5 to 6 hours is pretty awesome. So it can get up to there, I guess. But we'll see. There's different, obviously, not as impressive times depending on the games that you're playing. Goes over Cloudpunk, doing 30-60, roughly 2 to 2.5 hours of playtime. Yep, and there's a little bit less. Baldur's Gate, this was an interesting one. Full charge will last about 5 to 6 hours minimum. Yes, that's an older game. Once again, it's if you've ever played Baldur's Gate, it wouldn't be too demanding in today's tech. Still love to see it. Bastion, 6 hours. Batman Arkham Asylum is looking like, let's see, this one loaded into the main screen, but after selecting start game, it crashed. I couldn't get in it to work, yet choosing Proton Experimental didn't help. Need to do some research. So couldn't get that running yet, which I'm really disappointed. That's actually one of the games I've been really thinking about playing on the Steam Deck. Bayonetta runs out of the box, looks amazing. It gets 60 frames per second and is about 4 hours of battery life. BioShock Remastered runs at 30 frames per second at 4 to 5 hours playtime, which is really cool. So it looks like he ran it at 60 to 230. I don't know where the obvious. I probably 30 frames per second for that 4 to 5 hours of playtime. That's another series I've been wanting to go through, and I do think that's a little bit more intensive. It's not like a 2D platformer or Baldur's Gate dungeon crawler. It really that really shows that you can go back and play some of these like older games that still look actually pretty good with plenty of time. I'm really curious. Some of these hours I do question a little bit, but so far that actually might beat the Switch, to be honest. I don't know how long BioShock runs on the Switch. I do have it. It did seem to drain quicker than I was expecting, but I don't know. Maybe it could last 4 hours. I think Steam Deck. This is some pretty cool data, actually. Chasm is an indie roguelike. Great pixel, looks and plays very well. 6+ hours. So it looks like if it's an indie style game, 2D, is not as demanding, it will last about 6 hours, which is just, I want to play AAA on the go, but if I know that I need to make my deck last for let's say a 4-hour, 5-hour flight session, whatever, flights do have AC outlets most these days, but I can do that. I know if I'm going to go to a family function and I want to have this thing last for a good portion of it, I just need to play one of my other games on my library that are less demanding, like BioShock or just 2D games. There's plenty. Everyone has it. Dead Space. This runs very well on 60 frames per second. It looks amazing on the deck, and I played. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. This is the one I want to play so bad on it. I played already until chapter 6, like 8 to 9 hours in the game, and it has been a great experience. Will be the first game I complete on the deck. Oh, dude, this guy is my favorite. this person 5 hours plus on 60 frames per second, which is I'm really like not sure about his if he's doing some custom work on this like TDP or whatnot, but like 5 hours at 60 frames sounds unreal. And really, I'm gonna have to get my deck to prove to really see if this is true or not, because all the reviews do not hit this. But I think the reviews for the Steam Deck were done on like newer games, and so yeah, Dead Space is pretty old now. It's over 10 years old. It's I still think it looks amazing though. So this whole list is making my day and making me so excited for the deck. Are you guys not excited yet? Ah, Dead Island Riptide gets about 3 hours. I'll just skim and get the ones I really care about. Skyrim, what can I say? It works. It's Skyrim. It looks amazing on the deck and runs smoothly. It was directly loading all the workshop mods I had subscribed on Steam. 17. That's good to hear. So you can mod it from the Steam workshop, and everything just works. What a time to be alive. 60 frames is strained the battery about 2 hours max, but it also runs at 30 frames playable, which will give around 4+ hours. Not bad. So Skyrim at 4 hours, that's not bad. The 2 hours, like that game is pretty old too, so I'm really surprised that it's but it is mods. I don't know if they have, I don't know if Workshop has graphical mods, but those graphical mods could increase that intensity and make it so it is a 2 hour max. Fable Anniversary, it's verified, it works. It's 30 frames per second activated. It's 4.5 hours playtime and runs okay. Which I think the person doing this likes 60 frames much more, which I don't blame them. Blame them. 2.5 hours max with high ultra settings, and once again, but if it's a balancing act. So if you want more performance or longer game times, you just gotta adjust those times or those settings down. Can't play it at max sometimes. That's okay. That's okay. Half-Life 2 is verified and it runs flawless at 60 frames, and it's Half-Life in glory on the handheld. 5 hour battery life. That's what I'd like to hear. Now, once again, Half-Life 2 is heavily optimized with a lot of tricks in it to make it so it runs on about anything. And so hearing that it gets 5 hours battery life is actually, when I've heard some of these other things like BioShock, actually is not a surprise. So yeah, that's going to be one of the ones I definitely play on the go a lot. I love Half-Life, if you can't tell. Confirmed. Left 4 Dead 2, it runs, of course. It is verified. It had problems with the sensitivity of the sticks, which was on high for my liking, resulting in overcompensating. Wish you would have told us time frames, but it's probably going to be similar to Half-Life 2 with maybe an hour less. Maybe it's a newer game than Half-Life 2, but it's still built on the same engine. We got Metal Gear. Wow, he played so many. Stalker. Oh, Shadow of Chernobyl. This is a good one. 60 frames per second with a 3 hour playtime. That's not bad. That game is a pretty, I'd say it's still probably slightly intensive. It was, I don't know how optimized it was. Like they really tried to go with some graphical fidelity back then. And to make it look nice, I just don't think it was optimized. So it just doesn't run. It's like, yeah, don't need to go into that speculation. It's been so long since I've played that game that I'd be wrong with whatever I speculate, I'm assuming. Valheim sounds like it has some issues with the cloud save. And then, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch more. We're done. We're done. We're going to finish this up before I get too excited and just die inside from not having the deck yet. But there you go. There's just things for going through that article. With me, you know, it was a journey to figure out all the cool things about the Steam Deck when it comes to gameplay, and also, you know, how long your deck's going to last. And it's looking very promising. It's definitely looking like better numbers than we've seen in reviews, and also from Nintendo fanboys. That being said, I will take some of this with a grain of salt because some of those numbers seemed really good, like maybe too good to be true. But I would also like to note that the reviewers that were reviewing the Steam Deck, a lot of the games they did were more intensive. So that would lead to lower gameplay times. So it's really coming kind of down to the Steam Deck is really good at at older games, indie games, newer 2D games. Then when you get into AAA, where it's really intensive graphical fidelity, whatever it is, like then that's when it starts to really drain that battery. So really, just play what you want. If you want a longer game session, then play some of the older games. They're amazing, and you'll love it. Let me know in the comments below which games you're excited for. Maybe on that list, which one looked the best to you? Which one are you going to be playing right away? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Check out our Steam. Thank you for watching. Check out our Discord channel, the merch, and everything else in the description below. Check out our other videos. And thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.